If you've ever entered a trade because you were afraid of missing out, moved your stop loss because you couldn't accept being wrong, taken another trade immediately after a loss because you needed to make your money back, or closed a winning trade way too early because you were terrified of watching your profit disappear, then you already know something important. Trading isn't just a battle against the market, it's a battle against yourself. You can have a profitable strategy, you can have perfect entries, you can understand support, resistance, trends, indicators, candlesticks, and risk management, and you can still lose money. Why? Because the hardest part of trading isn't predicting what the market will do, it's controlling what you do when the market does something you didn't expect. The market doesn't care about your last trade. It doesn't care how badly you need the money. It doesn't care that you've been losing for 3 days. And it definitely doesn't care that you think you're right. But your brain cares about all of those things. And that's where the real problem begins. In this video, we're going to break down the psychological traps that destroy traders, why your brain behaves this way, and most importantly, how to build a mindset that allows you to follow your system even when your emotions are screaming at you to do the opposite. Because the goal isn't to become emotionless. That's impossible. The goal is to become disciplined despite your emotions. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Most traders don't need another strategy, they need better behavior. Imagine two traders using exactly the same strategy. They have the same entry rules, the same stop loss, the same profit target, the same risk per trade. Trader A takes 20 trades exactly according to the system. Trader B changes the rules whenever he's uncomfortable. He moves stops. He takes profits early, he enters late, he doubles his position after losing. Same strategy, completely different results. So what changed? The trader. This is why you can give 10 people the same profitable strategy and get 10 completely different outcomes. The market isn't always your problem. Sometimes your reaction to the market is, and that's an important distinction, because you can't control whether the next trade wins, but you can control whether you follow your rules. That is where your power actually exists. One of the most dangerous beliefs in trading is, I need to know what's going to happen next. You don't. Nobody does. Not you, not me, not the guy on YouTube with 6 monitors, not the trader selling a $3,000 course, not even the world's most experienced traders. Markets are uncertain. A good trading system doesn't need to predict every move. It needs to create a situation where, over a large number of trades, the potential reward justifies the risk. Think about a coin that has a 55% chance of landing heads. You wouldn't expect heads every time. You could get 5 tails in a row. That doesn't mean the probability suddenly changed. Trading works similarly. A losing trade doesn't automatically mean your strategy failed, and a winning trade doesn't automatically mean your strategy was brilliant. This is one of the most important psychological shifts you can make. Judge your process, not individual outcomes. Your job isn't to win every trade. Your job is to execute your edge consistently. You've probably seen it happen. Bitcoin suddenly jumps, a stock breaks out, a chart starts moving vertically. You weren't in the trade. At first, you tell yourself, it's okay, I'll wait. Then the price moves higher. You start thinking, maybe I should enter. It moves even higher. Now you're thinking, I'm missing it, so you jump in. And 5 minutes later, the market reverses. Suddenly you're sitting in a losing trade you weren't even planning to take. That's FOMO. And the dangerous part is that FOMO doesn't feel like greed. It feels like urgency. Your brain convinces you, if I don't act right now, I'll miss my chance forever. But here's the reality. The market creates opportunities constantly. There will always be another setup. Another stock, another session, another breakout, another trade. You don't need to catch every move. You only need to catch the moves that fit your system. The moment you understand this, missing a trade stops feeling like losing money, because sometimes the best trade you take is the trade you refuse to take. This is one of the most destructive behaviors in trading. You lose a trade, you feel frustrated, then your brain says, I need to make that money back. So you take another trade, you lose again, now you increase your position, you lose again, now you're angry. The original loss might have been $50, but because of revenge trading, you've turned it into $200, then $500, then potentially much more. Notice what happened. The first loss wasn't necessarily the real problem. Your reaction to the loss was. Revenge trading happens because your brain hates unfinished business. You feel like the market owes you something, but the market doesn't owe you anything. Not your money back, not a winning trade, not an explanation, nothing. The moment you accept that a losing trade is simply part of the business, revenge trading becomes much easier to control. A professional doesn't ask, how do I get my money back? A professional asks, did I follow my rules? If the answer is yes, the trade is finished. Move on. This one destroys accounts quietly. You enter a trade, you set your stop loss, the trade starts moving against you, price gets closer to your stop, and suddenly you think, maybe I'll give it a little more room. So you move the stop, price falls again, you move it again. Eventually, a small planned loss becomes a massive loss. Why do traders do this? Because the brain experiences the realization of a loss as painful. Moving the stop delays that pain. You haven't technically lost yet, so psychologically you feel better, but you're not solving the problem. You're hiding it. A stop loss isn't there to make you feel comfortable. It's there to tell you your original idea is no longer valid. If your strategy says you're wrong at a certain price, being emotionally uncomfortable doesn't change the price. Accepting a small loss is sometimes the cost of doing business. The trader who refuses small losses eventually experiences a much larger one. Here's the opposite problem. You finally have a winning trade. You're up $100, then $150, then $200. Suddenly the market pulls back. You panic. I don't want to lose my profit. So you close the trade. 10 minutes later, the market continues exactly where you expected it to go. You stare at the screen. The trade would have made $500. You made $200. It feels like you lost $300, but you didn't. You made $200. The problem is that you became emotionally attached to an unrealized number. This is called loss aversion. Your brain often feels the pain of losing more intensely than the pleasure of gaining. So once you see a profit, your brain starts treating it like something you already own. Then when the market takes some of it away, it feels like you're losing money. But until the position is closed, that profit was never guaranteed. The solution isn't to hold every trade forever. The solution is to have your exit rules before you're emotionally involved. Decide when you will take profit, decide when you'll exit, then follow the plan. Don't create the rules while watching your money move. More trades feel like more opportunities, but more trades don't necessarily mean more money. Imagine a casino employee deciding, I haven't made enough money today, so I need to play more games. That would be ridiculous, but traders do something similar. They sit in front of a chart for 6 hours. Nothing is happening. They become bored. So they create a trade, then another, then another. Eventually they're trading because they want action rather than because they have an edge. This is why boredom can be dangerous. Sometimes the best decision is to do absolutely nothing. A professional trader doesn't get paid for pressing buttons. They get paid for recognizing high-quality opportunities. If there are no opportunities, there is nothing to do. Cash is also a position. This is another trap that looks intelligent from the outside. You use a strategy for 2 weeks. It loses. You decide the strategy doesn't work. You find another one. That one loses. You switch again. Eventually, you've tried 10 strategies but mastered none of them. The problem isn't necessarily the strategy. It might be your inability to tolerate normal losing periods. Every legitimate strategy can experience losing streaks. If you abandon your system every time it struggles, you'll never collect enough data to know whether it actually works. Imagine planting 10 different seeds and digging each one up after 3 days because you don't see a tree. You'd conclude that none of them work, but the real problem was impatience. Give a strategy enough trades to judge it properly. Don't confuse a bad week with a bad system. This might be the most dangerous psychological problem of all. You enter a trade. The market goes against you. Instead of thinking, my setup failed, you start thinking, the market is wrong. You defend your prediction. You search for another indicator. You find another reason to stay in the trade. You convince yourself the reversal is coming. Why? Because your brain doesn't just want to make money, it wants to be right. But trading doesn't reward being right, it rewards making good decisions. You can make the correct decision and lose money. You can make a terrible decision and get lucky. That's why the outcome of one trade tells you very little about your skill. The market doesn't care about your ego, and neither should you. The best traders are comfortable saying, I was wrong, then they move on. Here's something many traders underestimate. The larger your position, the louder your emotions become. If losing $10 doesn't bother you, you can probably follow your rules. If losing $1,000 makes you feel sick, suddenly every candle becomes an emergency. You start moving stops. You close trades early. You stare at the chart constantly. You stop thinking clearly. The strategy didn't change. Your emotional pressure did. That's why position sizing isn't only about mathematics. It's psychology. Your position should be small enough that a normal loss doesn't make you panic. If you can't follow your strategy because the money feels too important, your position is probably too large. One of the worst habits a trader can develop is staring at every price movement. You enter a trade, then you watch every candle. Up $1, down $2, up 3, down 4. Every tiny movement creates an emotional reaction, but if your strategy is based on a larger time frame, those small movements are mostly noise. It's like planting a tree and digging it up every hour to check whether the roots are growing. You're interfering with the process. Set your plan, set your alerts, then give the trade room to develop according to your strategy. You don't need to react to every movement. Here's one of the biggest differences between emotional traders and disciplined traders. Emotional traders make decisions during pressure. Disciplined traders make decisions before pressure. Before entering a trade, you should already know, why am I entering? Where am I wrong? Where will I exit? How much am I risking? What would invalidate the setup? What will I do after a loss? What will I do after a win? The more decisions you make in advance, the fewer decisions you have to make while emotional. Think of your trading plan like a Minecraft blueprint. You don't start placing random blocks and hope a mansion appears. You have a structure. You follow the design. Trading needs the same discipline. Here's a simple psychological rule that can protect you from yourself. Have a maximum amount you're willing to lose in a trading session or day. Once you reach that limit, you're done. No exceptions. Why? Because your decision-making often gets worse after repeated losses. You become frustrated. You want revenge. You start forcing setups. The market hasn't changed, but you have. Walking away isn't weakness, it's risk management. If you're serious about improving, you need evidence, not feelings, not memories. Evidence. After every trade, record. Why did I enter? What was the setup? Did I follow my rules? What was my emotional state? Did I move my stop? Did I exit early? Did I revenge trade? Did I follow my position size? After 50 or 100 trades, patterns start appearing. Maybe you discover that most of your losses happen when you're trading out of boredom. Maybe you discover your best trades happen during a specific setup. Maybe you discover you keep closing winners too early. Your journal turns vague feelings into measurable problems, and once a problem can be measured, it can be improved. This is one of the deepest psychological lessons in trading. You are not your last trade. If you lose money, that doesn't mean you're stupid. If you win money, that doesn't mean you're a genius. A winning trade doesn't make you a great trader. A losing trade doesn't make you a terrible trader. You're simply executing a process in a system where uncertainty is unavoidable. This matters because traders often become emotionally attached to their results. A loss becomes, I'm a failure. A win becomes, I'm a genius. Then confidence becomes overconfidence. Overconfidence becomes oversized positions. Oversized positions create losses. Losses destroy confidence, and the cycle repeats. Detach your identity from the outcome. You're not trying to prove anything to the market. This sounds strange, but listen carefully. If your goal is, I need to make money today, you'll start forcing trades. What if there are no good setups? You'll trade anyway. What if your first trade loses? You'll feel pressure to recover. What if you're down at the end of the day? You'll become desperate. Instead, your goal should be, I will follow my process today. That's something you can control. Maybe you make money, maybe you don't. But if you followed your rules, today can still be a successful trading day. That's a much healthier definition of success. This is the mindset shift that changes everything. You will lose trades, not maybe, you will. Even good traders have losing trades. The goal isn't eliminating losses, it's controlling them. Imagine a business owner saying, I refuse to ever have an expense. That's impossible. Businesses have costs, trading has losses, they're part of the model. Your job is to make sure one loss doesn't destroy the business. That's why risk management and psychology are connected. If you accept losses as part of the game, you stop treating every loss like an emergency. And when you stop panicking, you start thinking clearly. This is where everything comes together. Instead of thinking, this trade is going to win, think, this setup has a certain probability of working, and I've decided the potential reward justifies the risk. That's it. No certainty, no prediction, no emotional attachment, just probabilities. Imagine you have a strategy that wins 40% of the time, but your winners are significantly larger than your losers. You could lose 3 or 4 trades in a row. That's not necessarily a problem, because you're not judging the system by the last trade, you're judging it over a large sample. This is why professional thinking feels so different from beginner thinking. Beginners ask, will this trade win? Professionals ask, is this a trade worth taking given my rules and risk? That shift is enormous. So let's make this practical. You take a trade, it loses. What should happen next? Nothing dramatic. Don't immediately open another trade. Don't increase your position. Don't start searching for a new strategy. Don't blame the market. Take a step back. Ask 3 questions. Did I follow my plan? If no, identify the mistake. Was the trade statistically valid according to my system? If yes, accept the result. Am I emotionally ready to trade again? If no, walk away. That's it. The market will still be there tomorrow. You don't need to recover today's loss today. A professional trader doesn't think, how can I make as much money as possible today? They think, how can I survive long enough for my edge to play out? That's a completely different mindset. Protect the account, control risk, follow the process, accept uncertainty, stay consistent, let probabilities work over time. The goal isn't to have a perfect trading day. The goal is to become the kind of trader who can execute the same process hundreds of times without destroying it through emotion. Because here's the uncomfortable truth, your strategy can only make money if you actually follow it, and that's where psychology becomes everything. The 5 rules I want you to remember. If everything in this video disappears from your memory tomorrow, remember these 5 rules. Rule number 1, never risk money you can't emotionally afford to lose. If the loss is too painful, you'll make irrational decisions. Rule number 2, never change your rules because of one trade. One trade is data, it's not a verdict. Rule number 3, never trade to recover a loss. The market doesn't owe you your money back. Rule number 4, never confuse being right with making money. Good decisions can lose, bad decisions can win, judge the process. Rule number 5, your job isn't to predict the market, your job is to manage uncertainty. That's what trading actually is. Final message. At the beginning of this video, I told you that trading is a battle against yourself. But maybe that's not completely accurate because your emotions aren't your enemy. Fear exists to protect you. Greed exists because you want more. Excitement exists because your brain recognizes opportunity. The problem isn't having emotions. The problem is letting those emotions make financial decisions for you. You don't need to become a robot. You need a system strong enough that you can follow it when your emotions are screaming at you to break it. Because eventually every trader faces the same moment. The market drops. Your position is losing, your heart starts beating faster, you want to move the stop, you want to close everything, you want to make the money back, and that's the moment that determines what kind of trader you are. Not when everything is going perfectly, not when you're on a winning streak, but when you're uncomfortable, when you're uncertain, when you're wrong. That's when discipline matters. So before your next trade, don't ask, how much money can I make? Ask, what will I do if I'm wrong? Before you enter, know your risk. Before you trade, know your rules. Before you lose, know how you'll respond. And when the market does something you didn't expect, don't panic, don't chase, don't revenge trade, don't try to prove yourself right. Take the loss if your rules say to take it, walk away if you need to, and come back tomorrow with the same discipline. Because the market will always produce another opportunity, but you only have one trading account. Protect it. And more importantly, protect your mind, because in the long run, the trader who can control himself will always have an advantage over the trader who can't. The market isn't waiting for you to become fearless, it's waiting for you to become disciplined.